Hello everyone, and welcome to the video. So you probably saw the title of this and thought, okay, how exactly can I fix my comms? I'm just gonna say it right here at the beginning, but just use landmarks, especially indoors. Now that might be a little confusing for some of you, so I have this map of the dorms on customs pulled up to help me illustrate what I mean by this. But before I get into that, I just want to say real quick, with the light coming up, a few of you may remember some of my old videos. My most viewed video on YouTube was me getting my Bitcoin farm exactly 1 week into 12.12. And then after hitting max traders, I basically stopped playing the game, mostly just because I was kind of dealing with some mental health issues with work and things like that. Thankfully over the worst of it now, still kind of dealing with some issues, but with a new wipe coming up, I want to try and see how close to the pace of some of these full-time streamers, how quickly I can keep pace with them. So I'm going to be uploading on YouTube a lot more frequently again, hopefully going back to daily uploads. Also, when the wipe happens, I'm going to try streaming on Twitch, which I've never really done before. I'll leave a link in the description below for my Twitch. Even if it's just to come by and say hi, good luck in your raids, it would really mean a lot to me, just so I don't feel like I'm a crazed guy talking in what's essentially a closet to himself, which is where my office is right now. But yeah, please feel free to like, subscribe to my channel for a lot of Tarkov content coming up. But to the meat and potatoes of this video, using landmarks, especially indoors. The main reason I wanted to make this is I started catching up while I was out of state. I was on vacation and I didn't have access to my PC, and I was thinking about getting back into Tarkov again. And I was watching a video that Jesse Kazam made where he was talking about a fight that he had in dorms with a duo. And while he's going through how this fight played out, he was talking about how him and his duo play pretty regularly together. And we're here on the car side of 3-story dorms. Jesse's over here. And his duo says, hey, there's a guy, I don't remember if he says to the left or the right, but he says, hey, there's a guy, let's just say for this instance, he's to the right. And Jesse says, well, I play with this duo so much that I know that he doesn't mean his right, he means my right, which to me is really, really confusing. And I'm sure even just that explanation probably is making your head scratch a little bit. So the way myself and my group have always done comms is we try and be as concise as possible, especially in firefights that can last just a couple of seconds. Getting information out as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible is always going to be the most useful way to approach comms in Escape from Tarkov. So if you don't know all the room numbers, like I personally don't, just use landmarks, and we'll get into other instances of how to do that outside of indoor areas. But I felt this was a really good way to maybe open a couple of minds and hopefully improve the way that you speak to your teammates. The way that I would approach this situation, let's say my duo is over here and I'm in Jesse's position over here, and there's a guy in, let's say, 211 up here. Now my duo could say, hey, he's to my left, your right. Or the way that my group, the way that we typically do it is my duo would just say, hey, he's car side, because this is more on the car side end of dorms. Front side, on the front side of the building. This is the back side of the building. So if you just say, hey, there's a guy car side, front side, or front side, car side, that to me is just one, very concise, and I know generally whereabouts the guy is. From there, I know that if I move into second story here, I'm going to not have to worry about this. Well, I should still worry about this side in case there's more than one, but I know that there's at least a known threat somewhere over on this side of dorms. And that to me is just something that I encourage a lot of players to do. If you I know the Tarkov Discord is pretty popular for people who are wanting to meet new friends and wanting to quest or raid with people. So, hey, if you're playing with someone that you've never played with before, you're probably not going to have the freedom of knowing, hey, if I say he's on the left, he'll know that I mean my left, or vice versa, or whatever. So just try that, see if it helps out with your comms, if you feel like sometimes your group struggles with comms. Another thing is just use stories, and this is really only applicable for groups that play regularly together, but like these rocks over here, over at Old Gas, my group calls the big rocks that look over into this gas, we just call it Dwayne, or Dwayne Johnson, or some variation of that. And all you have to say is, hey, there's someone at Dwayne, and everyone knows if you're at the gas station, if you're over here in the warehouses over here, or on the train tracks here, you're looking over here into this location. Doesn't matter if you say, hey, he's left of this wall, or blah blah blah. Using little stories that you have acquired through your playthroughs with groups that you play a little bit more regularly will help you immensely. Another thing is, use your compass. A lot of people, I feel, kind of forget the compass exists sometimes. And all you really have to do is, if you're running around on woods, there's probably less landmarks that you can call out other than he's behind a tree, or he's behind a bush, or whatever, right? If you're standing, let's say, here, and you don't have a call out for these rocks or something like that, you can just hit your U button, orient, say, hey, from my pause, he's at compass bearing 270. Or you can shorten that even more from to, hey, he's at compass bearing 270. You don't even have to say from my pause if your group kind of understands it's from your position. For names for stuff, like everyone calls this Sniper Mountain. I usually just call these climb rocks, because you can climb on top of this big rock here at the center. Another fun little call out that we have is, and this is just kind of to articulate why I think this is a good habit to get into, but over here at Road to Customs, there's a little Jaeger cache over here. This is the giant antenna where you have to place the jammer for mechanic. There's a little Jaeger cache on a hill up here. One time I was playing with a group of my close friends, and there was a hatchet runner hiding in a bush when we went to go loot this Jaeger cache, and he jumped out and tried to kill one of my friends. So from then on, this little hill has always been called Hatchet Hill. Just use fun little examples like that, and those call-outs are, one, going to just make you closer to your group because you remember those fun times that you had in the past, but also it's just, oh yeah, that's Hatchet Hill. Like, I know exactly where that is. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to do with this video. Hopefully that helps some people come up with new and inventive ways to refine their comms a little bit. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.